it must be expressed for it to be referred to as gratitude. You can't say you are grateful and you keep it to yourself. No. Feeling grateful and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it out. Understand what I mean? In other words, gratitude speaks. It must be expressed. If it's not expressed, then it's no longer gratitude. Thank you is just 2 words. But these words are so powerful that if in your prayers for a whole day, all you say to God is thank you, is more than enough. It's the most powerful prayer you can pray. A prayer of gratitude. But listen to this. Unfortunately, a lot of Christians are ungrateful. I hate calling them ingrates, but that is what it means. A lot of children of God are ingrates. And I'll just share with you some characteristics of people who are ungrateful. How you know an ungrateful person? Because I was praying last night, all through last night, and the Lord said to me, this month of January is a month of gratitude. It's a month we must express and show gratitude for all that we have, all that the Lord has done for us. Which was why I deliberately allowed over 30 persons to share their testimonies today. Ungrateful people are selfish. And they easily forget their source of help. Ungrateful people, they are selfish. And they easily forget their source of help. They think or care only about themselves. In 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 2. Can we read together? Want to go? Shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. A wise man said that ingratitude is the only daughter of pride. In the book of Genesis chapter 40, something played out in that part of the Bible. Joseph was in prison. He met 2 aides of the king. One was a chief baker, the other was a chief butler to Pharaoh. Now they offended their master, and their master threw them into prison. And while they were in prison, each of them had a dream. And they were wondering what that dream could be. Luckily for them, they were in the same, place where they kept Joseph. And so they shared their dreams with Joseph. And Joseph interpreted the dreams to them, one by one. He started with the chief butler. And he told the chief butler, this dream you had, the implication is this. Within 3 days, you'll be restored back to your position. But I want to beg you today, by the time you leave here and you are restored back, please remember me when the going gets good for you. The other one had his own dream, the baker. And of course, the interpretation was that he was going to be hung. And that happened to him. Now in Genesis chapter 40 verse 23, the Bible captures what it means, or what happens to, of how ungrateful people behave. He said, yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but what? Forgot him. 2 years, the man forgot that there was a wonderful fellow in prison who interpreted his dream, assured him of his reinstatement, and it came to pass. It took Pharaoh to have a dream 2 years after for this man to remember. Ungrateful people, they only think of themselves. In the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3, this is the Lord speaking. This is God speaking. He said, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Despite everything God had done for them, the ox knows his owner. The ass knows his master's crib. But no, not people of Israel. Ingratitude. In the book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 21. Romans chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. I pray for somebody here. Every ungrateful heart that followed you to church, the Lord will take it out in the mighty name of Jesus. Now, the terrible aspect of people who are ungrateful is this. Ingrates, they are proud people. And most times they repay good with evil. Most times they repay good with evil. Turn with me to the book of Jeremiah chapter 18 and verse 20. Jeremiah 18 and verse 20. It says, shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them, and to turn away their wrath, thy wrath from them. And in Psalm 109 verses 4 and 5, Psalm 109 verses 4 and 5, it says, for my love they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. Verse 5, and they have rewarded me evil for good, and hatred for my love. You need to check yourself very well. And be sure that the Lord, I'm sure the Lord is ministering to your heart this morning. That every token of ingratitude in you, the Lord will take them out in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. But unfortunately for ingrates, or people who are ungrateful, a lot of them don't know that they end up shortchanging themselves. Ingratitude will shortchange any man. The passage of the Bible we read in Luke chapter 17. Jesus ministered to 10 lepers. He gave them specific instructions on what they needed to do to be cleansed. On their way to going to show themselves to the priests, they suddenly discovered that they have been healed. But trust an ungrateful person. Immediately, none of them saw that they were looking good. The next thing that occurred to them was, we can now get into town. We can now go about our normal